I'll have a coffee.
All right, first question. Kelly?
Hey, Jock, just coming into this team where you're coming to add depth, what can you bring at that position where, you know, over the past few years it's been a bit thin in the front court?
I mean, just pretty much what I try and bring to every other team, I suppose, is just a level of toughness, playing hard every single possession. You know, I'm going to make mistakes, but there'll be no lack of effort. Run hard up and down the court, play defense, rebound on both ends of the court every possession. Just try and apply as much pressure all around, you know, every game. So I'm going to help get these guys open as much as I can, set screens, and then just do the dirty work. And I think that last year was really cleared itself up for me going forward. Is that's kind of what my role's going to be. My role's going to be playing between the gaps and really doing the dirty work to help the other guys, the more prominent scorers, out, and then, you know, shoot good shots, not really force anything, and just play winning basketball the right way.
Adam?
First, how's your ankle? Are you full go?
Jumping as high as I ever was, mate. Yeah, no, I feel like I was laughing at it. Athletic as hell. Yeah, no, I feel good. I feel really good. It was a bit of an interesting process because obviously I was really eager to play in the World Cup, and then when it happened 12 hours before we were taken off to Tokyo, that was pretty disheartening. But we sat there in Melbourne for about a week, kind of got the bleeding in the ankle to stop, and then, you know, jumped on a flight and managed to inflame it because that's a damn long flight out to Houston. It went big as it ever was. So from there, it was kind of a process of getting that swelling out over a week and a half, and then we've been rehabbing for 4 weeks since then. So the rehab process has been phenomenal here. These guys have been taking great care of me, and it's in a place where I can play right now if I have to. So yeah, we're pretty pumped with the progress.
What have your impressions been of what you've seen so far with this group?
That's the tough thing. I've been on opposite schedule of the team thus far, just doing my rehab when they've been up on court, and then, you know, we flip flop. So then I go up, and I haven't really seen a whole lot just yet. I got to witness a little bit down in the Bahamas when we went down there as a team, and I think we have some extremely high level talent in a young core. We just need to understand how to play the game right way, and I think that's where Ime and his coaching staff have really been, you know, pushing the guys this off season, is just teaching them how to make the right reads, teaching them how to play with each other, and play winning basketball. And I think that's where we're going to take a big step this season and get this back on the right track.
Jonathan?
Before I ask, just to be clear, are you cleared to go full out tomorrow in Lake Charles?
Yeah, I'll be doing everything that the team's doing, but they'll just cut me off a little bit earlier than the rest because there's still a level of strength that we're kind of getting back. So yeah, I'll be out there competing with the boys and getting to know their games and stuff, which I'm really excited for.
My question, you went from a contender to a team that had the second worst record in the league last year. What was the decision process for you to reach that conclusion, to make that decision?
Look, it's a business, right? Like, part of it was financial, and I won't hide from that fact. The other part was I went into I've come to a situation where we're on the precipice of turning this thing around and getting it back on track in terms of winning, and that really excites me. Being a part of a program where, you know, they're making all the right decisions to get back into playoff contention, and I wanted to really be a part of that. Phoenix was an unbelievable experience. I would have loved to go back there and compete for a championship, but I was also really excited by the opportunity to come to Houston and help this team over a few years get back towards the winning circle. And I think we've put all the right pieces in place to kind of take that step this season, and I think that there's really achievable goals for us, and I know a lot of people are saying otherwise, that we can potentially make the playoffs. So that really excites me, and I want to be a part of that process.
Ben?
What were your impressions of Alperen Şengün from afar, and what are the ways that you think you can potentially help him when you're going through training camp and having those one-on-one battles?
Yeah, I mean, mate, this guy's so talented offensively, it's unbelievable. I watched him a lot, and, you know, especially because I was out of the World Cup, I watched Turkey kind of play, not in the World Cup games, but they were playing against other national teams, and he was you can tell that there's a guy right there who really cares about winning, who has it all offensively. I think where I can help him is just by pushing him. As I said, I'm someone who doesn't take possessions off, who plays hard every possession, and I think that I can help him in that regard. I took a big step defensively last year as an undersized, not the most athletic centre going around, and I think that I can help him out through the position, being good positionally, defensively, and then just pushing him, making him chase me up and down the court, applying pressure on the offensive end, on the glass every possession. Because I remember playing against Houston last year, there wasn't a whole lot of boxing out that was going on necessarily. So just doing those little things that really help teams win in the long run, I think is going to be an area that I can help him in. But offensively, he's got it all. I mean, he doesn't really need too much up there.
Brian.
What tips or character traits that you pick up as far as work ethic is concerned with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and what were the battles like in practice between you and DeAndre Ayton?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I picked up too many tips from Book and KD offensively, because they're in a whole nother stratosphere than I am, but I did learn a lot just with their attention to detail and their conversation about basketball. I learned a lot about how they every day they get in and they know their shots, they know what they're working on, and they hone in on that. I learned a lot from just their level of confidence and their ability to move on to the next possession regardless of what happened in the last. I learned a lot from their level of professionalism and how they approach every day, whether it be on the training room table, in the weight room. I learned a lot just in general. So there was times where you just kind of have to sit back in awe of their work ethic and how they approach every game. I felt a level of confidence going into every game with Book on my team, knowing that he was going to bring his A game in terms of an effort perspective. And I think that was something that I kind of took to heart, was this guy's playing 38 minutes a night for us, and he plays hard every single game, whether it's game 1 or game 100. So why couldn't I do that playing 14 minutes a game? You know what I mean? So that kind of stuff I learned a lot from those guys in. My battles with DA were awesome. It's a highly, highly talented offensive big and extremely athletic. So that's where I got a lot better defensively in the pick and roll. For example, last season I'd play against Chris Paul and DA every day in practice, and we used to play a lot. We were playing 4 times a week in our pre-season, before training camp with the team for 5-6 weeks. We played just about every day. So getting to go up against that every day really helps me grow as a defensive player and do what I did last year on that end. So just from that perspective, I learned a lot in how to defend, and then we would work out a lot together on the offensive end as well. Didn't necessarily have the ability to kind of show off things that I might have learned from DA on that end of the court, just because that wasn't my role, but I think that it kind of helped me gain a level of confidence in that regard as well.
Jackson.
Hey, Jock. You talked a little bit about letting the scorers kind of do their thing offensively, but what kind of role do you envision for yourself offensively or do you think of yourself exclusively as a rim runner, or would you like to potentially expand your game further past that? And do you get the sense that the coaching staff wants to kind of empower you to do that offensively?
Yeah, I mean, look, that stuff doesn't really faze me too much. I'm pretty happy to slot in wherever I can. I didn't have a great year shooting the ball last year, and I think everyone knows that, but that was something that towards the end, it was just the reality of the situation was, hey, we've got a lot of guys that can score the ball, we don't need another one, so where can you fit in? And I was totally content with just being able to kind of help those guys get open, and then get my shot creation off of offensive rebounds, rim running, and just kind of that stuff. And I love that stuff. That's really enjoyable. That was a really enjoyable role for me, and I'd be content doing that again and again. I think I can help the team a lot this year. I've been shooting the ball really well since coming back from my injury, and in the few days that I've played live, that's carried over. There's been a carryover effect there. So They know what I can bring. They know that I can do more on the offensive end than I have in my time in the NBA thus far. But whether or not they ask me to do that is another story. And to be honest with you, it's whatever.
Last one to start.
Can you talk to your experience of finishing games last year, specifically in the playoffs, and how you can bring that to your new teammates, specifically the younger players that haven't been in the playoffs yet?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the what I learned from that regard is it doesn't really necessarily matter who starts games, but it's more about who finishes them, and so it's about always just bringing your best effort and having an impact on the court whenever you can, because you never know how that's going to be utilised later on in the season, later on in the game. Because I didn't really finish a whole lot of games until the playoffs, so that was an interesting experience. But yeah, it was something that I felt I was ready for. You know, I hadn't played to finish games much in the NBA, but I did have a long career prior to the NBA where I was finishing a lot of games, bronze medal games, Olympic medal games, all of that kind of stuff. So I understood that pressure wasn't something that was really going to affect me or make me nervous, because I felt a lot more nervous playing the end of a bronze medal game than I did in the playoffs. But yeah, I think that at the end of the day, it's just basketball, and me being me and bringing a level of intensity to every possession. Nothing was really different.
Thank you.
Cool, guys.